have a program called Voices on the Economy, or VOTE. I teach my students to become educated voters on economic issues. To do so, I teach them alternative perspectives, reflecting different points of view, different voices. Isaac Newton famously once said, "If I have seen a little further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." Here are some of our giants in economics. Each of them developed a vastly different perspective on the economy, and those alternative perspectives allow us to see further into the realm of production, consumption, and distribution of goods and services. Voices on the Economy has two meanings. One is recognizing the voices of great economic thinkers. The other is helping students find their own voices. It is my deepest conviction that educating our students using alternative perspectives is necessary to inspire their full civic engagement as articulate, educated voters. Whether it is Adam Smith's invisible hand, Keynes's government intervention, or Marx's labor theory of value, these perspectives directly influence the debates we have today over economic issues, such as international trade, the environment, income inequality, and healthcare. I'm going to give you 3 facts related to the minimum wage debate. Please take a pencil and write down on a notepad the number of the fact you consider most important in determining your position, 1, 2, or 3. Number 1, a higher minimum wage will sacrifice up to 1 million jobs. Number 2, a higher minimum wage will lift 900,000 families out of poverty. Number 3, the average CEO earns 774 times the minimum wage of his workers. Now mark your ballot 1, 2, or 3, and please allow me to summarize the perspectives. The conservative perspective. Minimum wage will result in a surplus of workers. A surplus of workers is also known as unemployment. Although the liberal stated goal is to alleviate poverty, minimum wage laws actually worsen the problem with a tragic loss of 1 million jobs. The liberal perspective. Did you conservatives miss the lesson on elasticity? Both quantity demand and supply are highly insensitive to wage changes. So with these steep curves, we're left with minimal unemployment, living wages, and 900,000 families lifted out of poverty. The radical perspective. Wage labor is exploited when the surplus produced by workers is stolen from them. Minimum wages only promise that the amount of theft from workers will be reduced, not that it will be eliminated. Exploitation of workers results in CEOs earning an obscene 774 times the minimum wage of their workers. These 3 perspectives are the theories that largely underlie our laws and policies. It is clear to me that Paul Samuelson was correct about where the true power lies. He said, "I don't care who writes a nation's laws or crafts its advanced treatises, if I can write its economics textbooks." By honoring and respecting the voices of our giants in the field of economic principles, we can inspire our students, as well as our community at large, to dialogue with others and in the process, raise our national conversation. The learning process is enhanced when the student argues a perspective other than his or her own. Students in my classroom are assigned to take rotating perspectives in a series of debates so that they get a chance to argue from each viewpoint. Watch what students bring to the debate and listen to what they take from the course when the focus is on alternative perspectives. One of my students is Miguel Garcia, an immigrant from Magdalena, Sonora, Mexico, who only recently learned to speak English. Miguel, who is studying to be an engineer, tells me he identifies most as a liberal, but you will see him ably articulate the conservative perspective. We economics instructors have the privilege of working with these students, and we have the responsibility to give them the ability to articulate their own perspectives and voices. The goal is not to tell our students what to think, but to teach them how to think. Our economic debates are largely fought in our popular culture. In this political cartoon, you see a reference to Adam Smith and the opposition to his concept of the invisible hand. By the end of the semester, students are able to understand the humor and controversy in this cartoon and join the community conversation on important economic issues. There are billions of people living in other countries that operate under economic systems different from our own. In a global economic environment, it is imperative that our students, many of whom come from these other countries, are aware of and understand the diverse theoretical underpinnings of those various economic systems. My mission is to teach economic issues from multiple perspectives in order to inspire full civic engagement by our students and to help inoculate them against sound bites. I invite you to join me in achieving this goal.